Hello and welcome to Nightsky Sanctum, episode 10. It's been a ride. Morningstar, if you could start by introducing yourself and your character.
Hello, darlings. I am Morningstar, and I am playing Elise Montdor, a Median psyche who does whatever she can so that she doesn't have to do anything.
And Lilith.
I am playing Seth, a Nerid shapeshifter, and they're a self-proclaimed master of stealth, even though they go bubbling into things face first.
Lovable fishy face first.
Anya.
I'm Anya. I'm playing Hollis, who is a Gob Baba, who is very curious about all of the death-related things.
And Azalvin, can you say hi to everyone and let us know your social media and the type of character you're playing?
Hi, I am Azalvin, and today I will be playing a satyr that is very into the arcane to the point of sometimes madness. And you can find me at Azalvin on almost everything. So it's nice and simple, and find me there everywhere. But she tends to go after the knowledge to a point where sometimes it's a little troublesome, but she has a lot of trinkets and baubles because of that, so it's going to be a fun one.
I think the Coven's
bauble focused.
and the Coven's patron spirit is just gonna love you.
Except when I halfway destroy my own knowledge sometimes.
Oh yes, is Elise currently being snubbed by Arcana?
I'm not sure. I believe currently, yes, it lasts 3 undertakings.
So this would be the last.
New knowledge, which I suppose. I've certainly been working on some training. For myself and my children.
Oh yeah. The children.
The children.
Well, I do have a really old book that I'm just surely hoping that your Coven can give me further insight into gaining more knowledge.
Yeah, can't wait for that. That's going to be a great long-term project. So, Yarrow has been a member of the Coven, and if you'd like, you can all play out a scene together. Maybe start by describing the Coven instead.
I don't even remember what it looks like. All I remember is that it's very bleak.
I do believe it's an underground bunker for the most part. We have like a top-down entrance kind of situation. There's a graveyard on top. That's where I like to play. And we all have quarters here. And we have a big main room that's kind of cozy, where we've just tried to, make it as nice as you can make a bunker. And that's where we hang out.
We also have a holding cell, which is a little less cozy.
Yeah.
On purpose.
It's all great for my mad experiments.
And Madeline is still sleeping off some intense wild magic that left her with manta ray flippers for arms.
Which said was an upgrade.
Those are good.
So, if you don't mind wet hugs.
Just a soggy sea pancake.
So we left off after doing a mega downtime session, where we got downtime from, I think, 3 rapid fire undertakings. that all finished up. And you had some information that could lead you to being able to get revenge on one of the Forsaken Saints that got away when you attacked them back in, I think that was session 4. Wow.
I feel like
Wow.
revenge is maybe the wrong word, given what we did to them, for a slight that didn't even happen to us in the first place.
Mhm.
I feel like this is more just an opportunity to kick someone when they're down, which of course I'm all in favor.
Mhm. So it is free play. So generally, this is the time for some gather information or anything else of that nature, or playing out scenes where characters are getting to know one another. So if anybody has any ideas there. The information that you got from Jason was that he tracked the I think we were calling him the Bear Butcher, or Sai, from the Forsaken Saints compound to a building labeled BFC with a cross that looked like it could have been an old church that had been converted into what he didn't know.
Well, I feel like that I'm so drawn to knowledge that I have been drawn to a few things that you guys have been doing lately. You've been doing quite a few things and causing a little bit of a ruckus here and there. And as much as I thirst for knowledge, I feel like you've hit my radar. And I like to travel cloaked and hidden, but maybe around here I'll kind of reveal myself, and within that you realize that I have a couple charms that might be useful.
Yeah.
What a coincidence, so do I. Although I think they're different sorts of charms.
Yeah. Yeah. Elise definitely has an interesting one.
I have an interest in one of yours as well, I believe. It has hit my sensors in all my scrying.
Mm.
And which would that be, darling?
I believe you have a Solomon's.
Oh, yes. Seth's little coin.
Yes, the Pentacle of Solomon.
Anything that can enhance or improve odds on anything, I am enjoyable.
Well, Fortuna does need a push every once in a while.
With what I do in all my mad experiments, I need that luck a lot more than you would think.
Yeah, Arcanists can see the resonance coming off of magical items, and that has a particularly powerful draw to it. So that might give you some information that Seth is carrying around something that certain types of witches can sense that kind of power on you. And it might be enticing to others as well.
Which I have certain charms that can keep that hidden.
And perhaps we need to have a conversation.
Well, I have certain things that I don't really like to let leave my sight, because I'm not really in the business of handing out all these powerful artifacts and charms and trinkets that I keep. But I think we can work something out with, especially I have a Hecate's key that keeps things hidden and helps you cross in between places.
So, are you making first contact with us, or are we discovering you while you're cloaked?
I
do we
believe
wanna do
I'm
this?
making first contact, I've decided that it's at a point where I can reveal myself enough, as I've kind of been cloaked here and there. I've seen a couple of the things you have done, and I've sensed what you have, and I want to know what that is. So I've decided to reveal myself, and in revealing myself, you realize that the cloaking charms and artifacts that I have hide even powers, and I was able to stay under the radar anytime I was observing.
Yeah, let's pick a location for that. That sounds interesting. Where do you think you would all be meeting? Probably on the mainland.
Green Cafe. I mean, I'll go anywhere. Yeah, get a good coffee.
Yeah, I think there's a cafe frequented by witches called Cassandra's Den.
That sounds
And
fun.
has some green witches that run the coffee business there.
Probably got the
Coffee
best
shop
beans.
sound.
The best beans.
A coffee shop
Magic
sounds like a
bean.
good place to hide in the corner as well.
So I think that would
Alright,
be
let's
Seth
go.
that you'd probably be interacting with because of the magic artifact that they're carrying.
Well, if Seth's at the cafe, they're gonna order a glass of water with 7 salt packets.
Well, I also noticed Seth is pretty banged up at this point, isn't she? Aren't they?
Seth's a little messed up.
So maybe I choose this as the time where, well, it's probably safest to approach you at this time. I'm not in no fear of you overtaking me and taking my charms. So I approach you at this time and introduce myself. And hello, I'm Yarrow. And I've noticed some of the things you've been doing, and you're hitting my radar with something. I kind of want to know what you have going on here, and I think I have something to help you, especially at this moment.
How do I know I can trust you?
That is fair.
If you were able to disguise yourself this whole time, we had no idea you were coming up. How do I know you're not a threat to me?
Well, I feel like if I were a threat, I would have done something before now.
Also true. That's valid. If I could have done it, I would have done it already.
And you do have something that I am wildly curious about, and I need to know more about it.
Alrighty. Well, I won't pass it over to you, but I will pull it out of my pouch and extend my hand, my scaly fish fingers, so you can see.
Oh. Well,
Seth is not one for many words.
I do like straightforwardness being a satyr. I like this. I tend to make a lot of risky experiments and do some things that risk myself, so this seems very interesting, and I assume that you would want to keep this more hidden than what it's been, because it wasn't very hard for me to pick it up. I sensed it from quite a distance, to be honest.
Yes, my little leather handbag isn't doing very well.
Well, I do have a Hecate's key here, and it does keep things cloaked, and it controls things that are hidden. and helps you pass in between things, which puts you kind of in a invisible state a lot of times. So it cloaks a lot, as you see. You did not notice me a lot of the times. So I think you would be definitely in need of it. And I don't really want to keep it out of my sight, but seeing as you guys have been into a lot lately, I am in need of some knowledge from you. So I would like to trade this charm for a while and my services of the charm, so I can gain some knowledge and maybe help out some of my endeavors a little bit.
Alrighty. At this point, I guess. Sorry, what's your character's name again? I wrote it down and then.
It is
I don't have
Yarrow.
my-
Oh, I'm sorry, I did not even
Yarrow.
introduce myself. I'm Yarrow. So used to
Just straight
springs
out the
in that I
business.
don't even reveal my name. But you can call me Rose for short if it is easier, because that is tend to be what my closer friends call me. And I feel like as much as I've seen you here and there, I feel like we're friends even though you don't know me as well.
Well, at this point, I guess. Is everybody else by the cafe as well, or were we just meeting there?
Does Seth genuinely go to the cafe by themselves?
I feel like in this state she wouldn't.
No, I think anybody that would be willing to go there would probably be there.
Well, this sounds like a parasexual relationship, and I'm a big fan of theirs. So, I say that we can close. I mean, I would like some more knowledge as well. We can work together to that end. Just try not to walk away with Seth's little coin.
No, seeing as I do not want to let my key out of my sight, I will not go out of your sight with the coin.
Perfect. Then once again, mutual distrust saves the day.
Much why I
Nice.
stay cloaked most of the time.
So is this also a covert stakeout with your some of your familiars checking in on the building that Jason pointed out?
Yeah, why not?
Seems sensible.
And my familiar has been outside the cafe the whole time. And it's not the most covert, but it is a phoenix and it can do very many aerial things.
Yay, a flying buddy.
Yeah, do we have a little scene of the owl and the phoenix playing together?
Soaring through the skies.
Precious moments.
I'll make sure Jean keeps her flame low to not burn the owl's feathers.
Just turn it down to a simmer.
Yeah, so what does your phoenix look like when it isn't completely ablaze? What would you compare it most to, natural animal-wise or size-wise? It can be anything you choose.
She is about the size of a large raven, so
Okay.
pretty large. She has a pretty long tail. When she's ablaze, definitely the blaze goes a lot further, about 3 times her size. But generally, when she's just embers, she resembles a lot of a raven as well, with a lot of burning embers right around her feathers, and her tail sometimes gets in the way sometimes, but
Yeah.
she can also be used as a flare, so let her
Yeah.
know if there's danger around or anything like that.
Awesome. So is this going to be a solo gather information, or do you two want to send your familiars together?
Jean can go, definitely.
Okay.
We can
yeah,
all
have
go.
fun. Yeah.
Whisper will just knit a hammock for Ribbit, tie it to Iran's legs.
It's a nice little field trip for everybody.
All right, so a gather information roll. I guess like a survey or a study.
Yeah, you know the exact building and where it is, so could definitely be either.
Okay. I'm gonna go with survey so I can get more of a sweeping information about the building and what the people around it.
Okay. Do you want to lead a group action for that, or just tackle that as a quick swoop?
Do you want to do a group
Or-
action?
Get an assist?
Familiar group action?
At the very
Yeah,
least,
sure.
2 of you.
Yeah.
I don't actually think that the web can hold Ribbit up.
He chonky.
Frog hammock for later. So the way, so the difference between an assist and a group action for Azalwin is in a group action, everybody rolls that's involved, and then we take the best result. For a assist, you just declare that you're assisting the other action, and it doesn't matter how many dice you have. You give 1 die to the person who's taking the main action, and as a result, you can also potentially suffer consequences since you're so close in and helping.
Okay, so I would roll for a gather information as well.
Yeah, so if you're going together, then you would both make the same action roll. So the leader wants to roll survey.
Oh,
So if you are interested, you would be rolling survey as well. The other way you could handle it would be for Aran, which is Hollis's owl, to make 1 action, and then your character could have their familiar take a separate action to try to gather different kinds of information. So that's another way of handling it. So whatever you all think would be most interesting or most fun.
I think survey is the only one I do not have written down here for a roll.
So you could be an assist, would be a good use. Maybe since Jean is a little bit more noticeable, Jean can be a lookout and stay hidden and give an assist. That way, you give a bonus die to Hollis's action as Aran.
Okay, and
That
then
costs you 1 willpower.
okay, and what command in chat is that one? That's the only. I think those are the only 2 I do not have.
For you, you just have to mark 1 willpower
Oh,
on
okay.
your sheet, and then Anya will make the roll.
Okay.
And
I think the chat bot might be asleep.
Oh
Yep.
dear.
The dice bot.
Evidently,
Yeah,
I have to
dice
start
bot.
rolling earlier.
Can I try
There
again?
we go. Try again.
Partial success out of 5.
Okay. So that was 1 die that you have for survey, and then 1
Mhm.
additional die for the assist. Okay.
Yeah.
In usual
Okay.
style, you'll get a few good rolls, and then we'll start slipping.
Yeah.
We rolled physical dice the other day for our Thursday game, and we rolled like crazy people. It was there were so many sixes, so we're worried that our dice bot is cursed. But since I programmed it, I sincerely hope I can't impart curses onto programs.
But if you can, be careful. The order is going to come, and they're going to bind you.
So Anya, what does that look like? What is Ron doing for that survey? So I can describe
He is
what you're learning.
probably circling the building at different elevations to try and peek in windows, to try and see guards on the ground, trying to see just numbers of people and kind of security situations.
Okay. And you rolled 5. So yeah, in the future that would be !2 and then G. So it tells you how
G?
many pieces of information
Oh.
you get. Yeah,
Oh.
for gather information, but no worries. You
Okay.
get 2 pieces of information. So since it's a survey, over the course of an hour or so that you're hanging out in the coffee shop, Aron and Jean are making their rounds and surveying, and you see 6 people come and go, all men, all quite burly, and all wearing bike riding leathers.
My. And I
Okay.
thought we weren't going to get any kinkier.
Um,
A
it
lot
looks
of
like
bears.
it looks like the building is an old church, probably 200 years or more old, and it has been converted into a garage, like a mechanic garage.
Okay.
And you come to realize that the BFC stands for Bikers for Christ.
Oh no. Okay.
Oh, goodness.
Notorious for loving witches.
Quite. Okay, so that's what you get while you're there. Do either of your familiars want to try anything else? While you're in the area?
Can my familiar get like a head count? Like how big is this group?
Yeah, if you wanted to go maybe get near one of the windows, you could do something like maybe a study. You could do a study, and yeah, get real close and see what you can find out, or even a prowl.
I do have a point in study, so I think that would be advantageous for me.
Do you think this is something Ron could help with?
I was thinking maybe it's my turn to be the lookout, and I'll just make sure nobody spots them.
Okay. So Ron is going to give you +1 die, and that's going to cost Anya 1 willpower.
Mm-hmm.
So you can do !, and then whatever the number of dice is, and then the letter G for gather information. All right. Okay, so with a study and with a great result of a 6, you get a very accurate head count, and you get your eyes on the bear butcher of the Forsaken Saints. So that's their actual target. You see him come out of a basement and hang out with. He basically holds church with the bikers, and you get 13 bikers and this very, very scarred looking hulking individual from the window above. And you don't even leave any scorch marks.
Well, great job, Gene. He sounds quite formidable.
I think you can get one extra piece of information if there's anything else you want, like any other question you'd want to ask from that vantage point.
Can we see if he has any powers right off the bat we should be worried about?
His whole body is horribly scarred, mostly his head and back. And that looks like that might be something interesting, but as using your grimoire sense to sense resonance and magical energy, you don't sense anything unusual about them.
Okay, so maybe just a straightforward brawler.
Yeah.
I know he's not fond of fire. I think it's so few are.
All right. So rendezvous back at the coffee shop, or take some more actions while you're here.
I feel like we need to let everybody know this information, and so we need to rendezvous back.
Your familiar is shares its senses with you, so everything it's seeing you immediately know, and you can tell the rest of the group. So no worries. We don't have to recap it or anything. We can assume that as long as you're being forthcoming.
Technology.
Yeah, it's like, do witches need cell phones when they have familiars? Probably not.
Yeah, it's for the best because we can't use them.
Yes.
Well, I do think we need to get a game plan together and figure out what we need to do about this big burly man.
Yeah. So maybe is it plan time, or is there any other kind of gather information or like crafting rolls or anything that anyone wants to do before you go into planning?
Is there a liquor store nearby?
Always.
So I get more champagne. No.
Well, I do think that maybe I should do a crafting roll to make something to amplify the key to help multiple people. Because it sounds like they have quite a group, and we do not have that many in comparison. So
That hasn't stopped us before, darling.
We might need to get more hidden though, just to maybe keep under their radar longer. Maybe we can single him out without involving the entire group.
Yes. Although I have no qualms with killing leather daddies for Jesus. I mean, I can't imagine they're doing much to benefit the city.
I don't think we'll miss many of them.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah, let's roll to see the power level of your charm, and we'll just take it as a flashback because we don't need. Sorry, someone just typed "don't kink shame" in chat.
It's not the kink; it's the Jesus that we're shaming.
Yeah.
Yes,
So,
I shake.
Azalwin, if you would like to roll a crafting roll for your flashback, we'll see how powerful you've been able to amplify that key.
Yeah, and since I have 3 marks in crafting, my crafting is quite good at this point for as many experiments as I'm doing. So what command would that be then?
!3.
Okay. And then is it C for crafting?
No, it's just an action roll.
Just regular. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Ooh.
So that is going to be. Let me double check. Got the physical copy of the book. just to make sure how many that charm is going to be able to handle.
Well, if it won't work for Seth, that's all right.
I'll just be a fish with a biker beard.
Or maybe it's limited in the amount of time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's gonna have a 6 clock. So, yeah. But we'll say it's definitely enhanced to where the when it reduces consequences, it reduces them for the entire group rather than an individual.
Nice.
So I will go ahead and build a 6 clock for us in the chat, or in the.
Pressure is already on, and we haven't even done anything untoward yet.
I'm just nervous because as much as I don't like to be in front of people, there are quite a few of them in there.
Oh, it's all right, darling. We killed. How many sailors did we kill the other day?
It depends if you count them the first time you killed them or when you killed them as zombies later. So
I would say both count.
140-ish.
So,
Well, I'll trust you, but as long as none of them go after my bodies.
bikers, sailors. Same, really. Big burly men commonly associated with the village people.
All right. So we have a 6 clock for your key charm that we will fill in as it's needed. All right. So on the top of your Coven sheet is a list of the different types of plans that you can decide between.
Yes, we have to actually think of a plan.
So many first-time chatters today. Thank you so much for joining us.
So are we assaulting or are we stealthing?
Well, I suppose we're stealthy if we're going to use accoutrement to ensure that we don't get caught. Although I do hope we assault them at some point. I want to take one of those motorbikes. Oh, I suppose it's not.
So the idea would be to. So what's the idea with stealth? To get inside, or what's the detail? I guess for stealth.
Well, for stealth on the sheet is entry point, so I assume we would try to sneak our way in and get to the guy that we're trying to get to and
Yeah,
take care
so
of him, and then anything else is gravy.
So, go ahead.
Have motorbikes inside. We can assume that these bikers have motorcycles.
Yeah.
Why don't we go rupture a few fuel tanks without them noticing and light the whole place on fire? Well, we killed most of them last time.
It's not
I
very
like
stealthy,
fire.
though.
We sneak in and do this subtly, and then the fire starts.
I love
Sneaky
fire.
fire.
And we do have a convenient ignition switch.
That is
We have 2 convenient ignition switches.
Mhm.
3, I have a cigarette. Although I suppose I would need to ignite that first.
Okay, so stealth in, and yeah, so it's asking for an entry point. So, do you want to come in through the garage doors on the front of the building, or stealth in through the side doors that lead into the cathedral, or try to find another way in through the basement or something?
What do the bird people think is the least guarded entrance?
Yeah,
All
we
they were
tell?
able to see, since it wasn't focused on, we could do flashback and do another search.
Maybe that's something that Hollis's familiar could have noticed while on lookout while mine was getting a head count.
Sure, yeah. Maybe that's why you felt like the head count was so accurate, was because you saw some other people come in through another set of doors that you didn't know about. So, yeah. Hollis, what do you think about that?
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to cost any willpower for that flashback, because that's
Okay.
pretty obvious. So, what do you want to roll for that? You'd probably be getting a little closer to the building to get this kind of information. So,
Maybe a prowl then.
okay, I think that would have standard effect.
Okay.
So that would be exclamation point, and then your prowl and the letter G.
Ooh, that's a good.
All right,
Very
limited.
limited.
Sound like a good roll. Is there different sound effects?
I
in
know.
this game?
They're
That one sounded
randomized.
piddly.
They're randomized, but you're right. That one absolutely did sound piddly. Yeah, I should have put the worst sound on ones and twos. So the information you get is rather incomplete. You do find what looks like a similar to the door that leads into your to your Covenstead, another one of those doors that's at street level that opens
Okay.
up like a storm door that leads
Like a
into
cellar?
the basement. Yeah, and
Okay.
you see two more bikers come in through that door, but they pull out guns and are about to use your owl as target practice when you're able to slip away without getting
That's
any
not very
additional
Christy.
information.
Oh.
I don't think Jesus would approve.
So should it be guns or should it be cross-shaped throwing stars?
It's probably guns. It's
Hmm.
probably guns.
Yeah.
It's America. It's probably guns.
I also don't imagine a throwing star shaped like a cross is going to fly very well. You're a little bit off path.
It's the Jesus to get it that extra step.
Well, we could bring Jesus back.
We could.
You've done it before. in the lost episode number 4.
Yes.
Sounds so much better when we refer to it as the lost episode.
My goodness.
Mhm.
So that was a work of art.
There is still a small chance that episode might get unlost at some point.
A miracle.
Yeah.
They finally put some actual like programmers on trying to figure out what happened to it.
Oh wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Even if we're only able to salvage the audio, that'd be great.
That would be
Yeah.
amazing. I know it got it because I have a transcript of the audio. So
Right.
It's there somewhere. They just have to find
it's
it.
there somewhere. Yeah. All right. So yeah, it sounds like we have definitely enough information to for you to head in with that plan if you're still interested in doing that. Unless you
I
want to
don't know
do
about going in
together.
through the basement now that there are people with guns.
Oops. I have a gun too there.
True.
The reason for that is that there are some mechanical revolvers. They're highly regulated, but some witches carry fully mechanical, non-electronic weapons like that.
It's a 6-shooter, but it's only got 2 left.
I'm sure we could get some more bullets.
Yeah, just needs
Well,
a downtime action.
Would they be hanging around where they went in with the gun?
Yeah, that's no. Actually, you saw them join with the rest of the group for his church session.
Okay.
Um,
So they're distracted
but-
by church right now.
So it's the perfect
Yeah.
time for a fake Jesus to come in, is what you're saying.
Are the bikes parked inside or outside? Because we can just.
They are inside the. Yeah,
Oh.
they're inside the building.
One of
gonna
us
say
needs
we
to
could-
just rush in and shout, "I object."
I think it might be a good time to use the charm for the first time and get everybody in the door at least to sneak in and figure out if there's an advantageous spot we can reveal ourselves and figure out where to go from there. I think since I also have the coin, I can maybe do a fortune roll to help that.
Yeah, possibly. So once we've decided on a plan and method, I'll make an engagement roll, and I'll give you some bonus dice on that engagement roll for the use of the charm. So if you all are ready for a stealth roll, then
Yeah.
then we'll take a quick break.
Right.
And we'll be back in
Cliffhanger before the action.
in about 5 minutes. So 7:55.
It's not long, so don't leave.
Don't leave. We'll be right back. All right.
Okay.
And we're back. Welcome back to Nightsky Sanctum. We're just about to start an undertaking. I'm very excited. I have a quick question for Azalvin as Ro. Ro? Is that the shortening?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry. I was like, ya or Ro?
Yeah.
Row is, I think, sounds a little like a row.
Yeah, and that is, how much power do you want to use from your charm? You have 3 different power levels to choose from. So the lowest level would be something like manipulating shadows around you all, for the sneakiness. The second level would be making it so maybe you turn invisible when you stop moving, and then the highest level of it would be just to make all of you completely invisible, and that would use 3 of your 6 ticks on your clock. So
I would say let's do the middle. I don't think we really need anything super great to take that much, because I feel like if we did accidentally reveal ourselves, maybe we can handle ourselves. Because we're eventually going to reveal ourselves anyway. We don't have to stay hidden the entire time or anything like that. So I don't think it's that much of a risk if we do get revealed.
all right, I will fill
Must
in
warn
2
you in advance, darling. Not very good at sneaking. She says in a
Which is
full-length red satin gown.
Which is why I'm here to help.
All right, I'm going to make that roll. 1 sec. So for an engagement roll, you take 1 die for sheer luck, and then you take an additional die because, or if your coven is higher tier than your enemy, which you guys are even. And then for every major advantage, you get an additional +1 die. So I'm going to add 2 dice for the charm use, and then 1 sec. All right, much better.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Right.
And then for every additional major advantage, you get an extra die, and for every major disadvantage, you lose a die. So, which door did you decide on going in through? Was it the front door, the garage door, or the basement door?
I feel like the basement door. Because if they just all came in there, they maybe might not be watching it as much because everybody's already in.
Does that work for everybody?
Yes.
Yeah.
It does.
You have a 6 for your engagement roll. That means that you engage with them. You are in a controlled position when the action erupts. So the 4 of you are extremely well hidden after coming in through the basement door. And you can hear talking coming from above, and it sounds like they're having some kind of a meal up there, but you can't see up, and you are completely unseen currently.
It's a Last Supper.
It might be theirs. All right. You're all down there. We don't have to determine whose familiars are down there. You can just use them as you need them.
So what's in the basement? Anything good?
It is currently unlit, so you can decide how you want to. Bird.
Camera
Didn't realize we'd subscribed to Cloaca Camp.
I don't know why she's insisting on that this evening.
I feel like since Jean likes to stay close anyway, we have like a little bit of a lamp kind of always.
Okay.
So we can maybe see a little bit around us.
Yeah, I'll give you. Yeah, let's see. Down here in the basement, you can smell some wine down here. Coming
Well,
from some
Why don't we
boxes.
just poison it and then be done with it? I'm sure he'll drink it eventually.
It
Our whole church
actually, it looks like it's currently open. And,
Wait, did you say boxed wine?
Yeah.
Oh, he's already suffering enough, darlings. Let's just go. Man has it worse than we could give it to him.
Yeah, so that's mostly what's down here. There is a rickety wooden ladder that leads, or a staircase that leads up to the main room of the church.
Well, that certainly does not seem like a sneaky way to get up there.
Well, you've already done your sneaking. You can go any way you want now.
How flammable is the wine?
Probably not very. Wine is not the most flammable of alcohols. Trust me, I'm an expert.
And from giving it a sniff, you would say even less so in this case. This might be more grape juice than wine.
Christians don't even know how to drink properly.
So yeah, you hear a lot of shuffling from upstairs, a lot of talking, some laughing, but nobody's coming down right now.
Well, I think we need to figure out the best way to either do we ambush or do we set something up in the basement to just can we just take the whole place down? Do we really need to keep this place standing?
Yeah, well, do we have anything explosive enough to bring down foundations? That's likely a bit more difficult than just starting a fire.
Or is there anything here? Maybe we should look around first and see if there's anything here we would want to preserve before we just take the whole place down. Because otherwise, I figured let's just take the whole place down.
I could get a read on how many people are in the dining room. I thought if either Herbert or myself turn into a fly and like buzz around, that's discreet.
I mean, I
Sure.
could just have my spider do it.
Yeah, whoever wants to.
Yep.
Or the two of you could do it together. Spider and
the fly.
Yeah.
But also don't forget, I'm
pigeon
kind of
button.
insane, so don't take my plans completely at their word, because I kind of go a little extreme.
Oh, darling, our plans never make much sense.
Or generally, let's just burn it down.
I mean, I'm all in favor of just a little bit of arson. Again, from the basement, it might be tricky. I'm assuming it's a concrete basement.
It is, yeah.
So,
The whole
it's
building
going to
is.
require... the whole building's concrete. Well, then it's going to require more than just a bit of fire. Perhaps we can find a way to tie them up and lock the doors and turn all their motorcycles on. It's the only poisoning.
When Jean was in the window, you could see some wood rafters, but that's about it for the wood. And of course the pews.
Well, there should pews.
Yeah, anytime
I've
I can
seen-
let hellfire loose in a church, it's always exciting.
If
Do
we
we
could
want a
build of at least
Molotov
one of
cocktail out
these.
these wine bottles?
Or
And darling, wine's not going to burn.
maybe we
I want to go to
don't
the
burn
liquor
the whole
store.
place down. Maybe they might have some information we would need as well. So I do feel like trying to gather them up and interrogate them a little.
If we could isolate one, we don't even need to interrogate them. I'll just reach in there and grab it.
Just smash a bottle.
We
Someone
need
might hear
one.
the noise.
I can't exactly do that in the middle of a fray.
Yeah, if you could get a hold of the preacher guy and
Oh,
have
so-
him tell them all some terrible things, that could be fun.
Oh, yes.
Is that an idea?
We can throw one of them away there.
Well,
That's the question.
we can lure one into the basement somehow with the terrible ideas.
Oh, okay. I turn into a fly. I land in his wine. He's still get more wine. Come downstairs.
What if it doesn't look, darling?
And then you get a sip as well.
Or you turn into...
Don't say
No.
octopus again.
Well, I was going to say Whoopi Goldberg in a habit.
Mm.
Go
And then
sister
just
act
go
on
to-
it. But something tells me a nun might not blend in too well amongst all the bikers.
No, probably not.
You should be a black goat and just trot yourself right down the center
Ooh.
aisle and frighten them all.
That sounds
You were
fun.
Jesus last time, be the devil this time. It'll be great.
Black Phillip myself. That sounds great.
Yeah.
But would they all just draw at once? And open fire?
On the devil? I don't know.
Probably. They're Americans.
That's true.
I mean, Seth's trauma is reckless, so Seth's down if everybody else wants to go with that plan.
I mean, you'll definitely have their attention. I think that would provide everybody else a setup action.
Then maybe Elise can take over the preacher guy.
Yeah.
Yes, but again, darling, if I'm going to properly take him over, we need to isolate him because I will not be able to be in the same room as everybody else doing that.
If you could get something that belongs to him, you could use that to cast a spell from a more secure position, like hiding behind some boxes.
But that's a reasonable thing to do.
Don't we already have his like special cat of nine tails?
Yeah, it's been apart from him for a pretty long time, but I think with Seth's psychometry, you could probably bring the essence, the resonance of it back out if you needed to. Also, the Arcanist might be able to do something like that as well.
Okay. Do we want to do that then, guys, before we Black Phillip this business?
Well, certainly worth doing. I mean, it sounds like a more concrete plan than just burning the whole place down. Not that I'm opposed to arson again, but we're going to struggle with this concrete. We tried that last time.
Yeah, the school building. It's still standing.
And again,
Acute deny
poison was the
planning
solution.
usually makes it work out better.
So you said I could attempt to use psychometry to bring back some of the essence or whatever on it. Okay.
Yeah.
Elise,
you'd
may I
like.
borrow it?
I don't have it. Wallace has the special one.
Oh, I thought you
Oh.
didn't mind that.
Yep.
Here, here
I
you
just
go.
have a very regular one.
Okay. I feel bad. I ask like every time I have to use my psychometry because I can never remember what I have to roll for it. I know it's an essence, so I have that ticked, but I don't remember what I have to do for a roll.
It's a gather information roll, so you can use what you'd like. Generally, I would say it's focus, but it
Okay.
could.
Okay. And that's the
G.
exclamation mark number G.
Yep.
Okay, so we have 2 focus. Sorry, my keyboard is all tangled up.
Mm. Ah.
Standard. You get good details. Clarifying follow-up questions are possible.
Okay. you bring up an extremely strong memory of self-flagellation. And the Cat of Nine Tails starts vibrating with energy. And
Vibrator too. Wow.
I don't know if I want to hold it anymore.
and you can also answer. I can answer one more question for you if you'd like, if you have anything.
Is there anything he's particularly scared of?
Let me...
Fish Jesus.
Fish.
Jesus.
How do you think he walked on the water?
I always assumed he just had very oily feet, like a water spider.
As far as fears, someone contributed to our, and I forgot to even mention this, but we have a little mini game going on in chat, which is Catch the Stag. If our illustrious chatters can spend enough of their channel points, then they will catch the stag from Shadow Dawn, and Jack will come back to you all with another undertaking. And it looks like we're almost halfway there.
Hopefully we'll run away from us immediately this time.
I think that's how Seth got their dislocated shoulder.
Yeah.
Just a spider for an hour or so.
Yeah. So thank you,
trapped
Comp,
as a spider, but like with my face, which is horrifying.
So thank you so
That's
much, Comp and Typhoon.
Japanese folklore kind of horror there.
Yeah. For contributing, I think that puts us pretty dang close. All right. Yeah, Comp is going to be hopefully running another game on this channel for us very shortly. So we are extremely excited. And the stag has been caught.
Yay!
Challenge complete. Thank you, Miss Unarmed. All right.
You're welcome.
All right.
Let's blow out my other shoulder, guys.
Yeah.
We should really get something done about that.
Yeah. Okay. Were we in the middle of an action? I'm sorry.
We were still deciding, I believe.
I was doing psychometry on the.
That's right.
Yes.
Oh, and you were
Checking
asking
for a
if
fear.
Yes, I was
there's
asking.
anything he's afraid of. You have
Stag.
to reach really far back to get to any fears, and you find a time before he was all scarred, and that's the reason that he has scarred himself, was he was afraid of pain, and now he doesn't feel pain any longer.
Okay.
So
I'm sure we can make him feel pain.
You can.
One can, darling. All it requires is some restraints, a towel, and a bucket of water.
Well, he only protected himself against physical pain then.
Yes, and I'm the queen of mental anguish.
We'll put that on your resume.
Under skills and qualifications.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do we want to do more with it, or am I gonna barge into the room now?
Can we use it for mental takeover now? Or physical takeover, whichever one we're doing?
Oh yeah, it's vibrating with resonance from
Okay.
him again, and it's definitely ready to be used as a material link.
Right. Well, as I said before, if I'm going to enter a man's body, I'm going to need a smoke first.
I thought that was afterwards.
No, I need it before. No, I think I shall go without this time because I can't risk them smelling the tobacco
True.
coming down here. So I suppose, since I can attempt to speak with him inside him, who has it now? Can I take it and start working my magic on it, focusing on it?
I'll
Well,
pass
it's
it back.
still-
It's vibrating in my hands and it's freaking me out.
Yeah, it's got some nasty resonance on it, for
Well,
sure.
thankfully I'm wearing gloves. My goodness, I'm going to have to burn these after. And they were mulberry silk.
Wow.
All right.
Do you want to find a good hiding place for your body first?
Yes, that's a good idea. Can I hide behind the cheap wine?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think that's going to require a roll. I just sort of wanted to know where you were.
Yes, I'll be behind the cheap wine,
Sounds good.
praying that none of it gets in my mouth while I'm.
Nobody bump into the wine bottles. For the psyche,
All right.
this is physical takeover.
Yes.
Take control of a sape's body using your action and resistance rolls. Your body enters torpor. You're able to mimic their actions based on your familiarity with them, unless you've also used mental takeover.
Which I have.
You are ejected if the individual becomes unconscious or is killed. And it's just going to cost you 2 essence
Yes.
and a focus roll.
Which is not too expensive. So let's see if I can reach into this and take over that horrible monster. It's a partial success.
Okay. Let's see. This is still controlled. So let's see what a partial success looks like in controlled. All right. You can, yeah, it wouldn't be worthwhile to withdraw and try a different approach. So most likely we're going to have a consequence, a complication, or reduced effect. What do you think about reduced effect? I'm thinking he's so physically different than what you expect to jump into with all of his scarring. His nerves just aren't firing the way you normally interact with someone. So his motions are kind of jerky, and his voice is fluttering in an odd way. So it might be something you need to overcome. But you're in there.
And what do I see now that I'm in there? That's, I suppose, the first thing that I should know is what I'm looking at.
Yeah. So you're looking through his eyes, and you can see his 13 disciples, who are all bikers, wearing leather jackets, and you can see their motorcycles lined up against the garage door at the very front of the building. He is leaned, or you are currently leaned against the altar, with your shoulder up on the altar. And the 13 of them are dishing out plates and eating some, looks like from a huge casserole.
Gross. Nasty, but I suppose the only thing that'll go with boxed wine.
Casseroles are delicious.
I think Elisa needs caviar. Which is very salty. She has a very high sodium diet. Caviar and foie gras. Oh, and ortolan. Well, because I assume I can tell immediately that I'm going to struggle with it a little bit.
Yeah, even little things, you you sort of look down at your hands, and they're not moving the way you expect them to.
Then I will lean right into that. I will attempt to rise to my feet
Okay.
and look over those in congregation and say, truly, truly, I say to you, one of you will betray me tonight.
Wow. So what's the goal here?
The goal is to replicate the last dinner of Jesus
Yeah.
and send them into disarray.
Mm.
It
Let's.
seems like something came over me. It's because something
Yeah. Yep.
the Holy Spirit.
I'm gonna do a 1 die fortune roll and see how they respond to that. If we roll really high, they're gonna respond in exactly the way you expect.
I don't know how they're going to respond, darling.
So it's mixed, and I think that makes sense. Some of them are like, there's something wrong, this isn't him, but they're overpowered by the rest who get what's happening and believe it wholeheartedly. So basically it creates a huge amount of disarray.
Which is perfect.
Yeah. But one of the bikers comes over to you, and he looks scared that you think it's him. And so he gets down on one knee in front of the altar and says, "Is this about what happened yesterday?"
Shit.
Well, that is a precarious situation. Nay. I say, it is not you, brother. Well, I suppose they're bikers, actually, so it should be, not you, brother. Like Hulk Hogan.
Right.
Elise, would it help your situation if I were to turn into a black goat and sit next to a particular member?
Well, it would, but I can't tell you that, darling, because I'm catatonic right now. So, but I assume that's something that we probably established.
Sure, yeah.
Okay, in that case, I would like to attempt to shapeshift into a black goat to kind of mess with everybody.
That's free. Yeah.
Okay.
And I think it would make it even scarier if they suddenly appeared. So maybe if I used my charm at its fullest power to put them in the middle of where they should be, and then they appear next to whoever we decide to choose. And that would be the max shock value.
Yeah, and it's powerful enough.
Can, like, cast some fire somewhere.
I was gonna say some like sulfuric fog that
Brimstone.
smells like hell.
Yep, so all of you can go anywhere, since Ro is using the charm at that high of a level. The other 3 of you can go wherever you want, completely invisibly. So you can all get into whatever position you'd like.
Okay. Is there a baptismal? No, there's not a baptismal in here. That's too bad. I'm gonna leave Aran with Elise's body just to make sure we have a lookout.
Not as good a bodyguard as a jaguar, but I'm sure the owl can peck at whoever comes near me.
We can gouge out some eyes for sure.
I think Jean can hang back as well because
Okay.
Jean is pretty noticeable and is a little bit of a better backup with their the self-immolate.
Mhm. Seth, where do you want to be? Oh, you were going to be...
I'm gonna turn into a goat and plunk down to, I guess, someone towards like the middle of the table.
Okay.
I mean,
Do you want to be like standing right next to the casserole?
yeah.
Goat in the casserole for today. And where would the other two of you like to be?
I think I would hang in the back just to wait and see if there's anything that I would need to counter,
Okay.
or anything like that, or in anything that I kind of need to jump in to do. I'll kind of be as more of a backup.
Okay. So
And
maybe
then-
stay down in the basement?
Yeah, or I can just be in a back corner up there so I can see what's going on, so I can jump in if I need to.
Okay.
With my arcane mastery, but or supremacy, but I would still want to be kind of in the middle of everything, but I'm so used to hanging in the back and corners so that it's not that
Yeah.
much.
All right. Yep. You find a corner in the back. And Hollis?
Be under the table that the casserole's on.
Nice. The gob using their short stature to the maximum benefit. Awesome. Okay.
I'm just knocking casserole crumbs down for Hollis.
Yeah. All right. So again, we're doing max chaos as far as the goat thing? Is that the idea here?
I mean, at this point, we have Ursai under control, so
We've
I
been very restrained.
dies or I keep controlling him at this point.
Yeah.
So we might as well cause some chaos.
And Hollis, did you want to do a setup action with Brimstone?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well-
I don't think...
Sorry, while all this chaos is going on, is there anything we should really be... Because this is going to disrupt a lot of things, so...
And you can look around, darling, if you want to see if you can find anything interesting while we put on the show.
Well,
Yeah.
do we want to use this to kind of just really drive our point home? We can, I'm just saying we could use this disruption to our advantage if there's anything else we wanted to do.
Yeah, I think you're the only person left that could probably do something like that.
I'm not sure there's anything here I would want.
Okay.
Considering even their casserole, I bet the spiciest it is with some salt and pepper, so I don't think I
Oh,
want that.
I'd be surprised if they even use that. It might be sinful. Then again, I'm assuming all these bikers are tattooed.
If you want to look around, you could do an action to search or survey the room and see if you can find anything of any value. I do have some ideas about what might be around that might be valuable, so...
Well, I think, yeah, let's see.
And certainly, if
I think that would
anybody is going to release the gasoline from those motorbikes or damage them with it, person with high crafting skill.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Roe is the closest to the bikes, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I think I would gather some information then and kind of see what's around first before we before we blow it all up, just because we also don't want to make the patron mad.
Just in case.
But it is a Christian church, so there's not going to be any knowledge.
Well, just in case.
So, yeah, you can make an action roll for that. And if you'd like, you can use the patron benefit, which is +1 die when searching for hidden knowledge.
So that's
Or
what you do then.
well, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, do we want to have her already a part of the Coven? Or, yeah, let's probably say...
We could always have Arcana kind of extend a hand to Yarrow, given that Yarrow seems to be the key to getting the Coven back on Arcana's track.
Yeah.
Instead of
Okay,
us
how
just
about
destroying everything.
So we'll have basically you get a you feel a spirit come over you, and you get a bonus die to the action. We'll just use it from the rest of the group's number of actions that they would normally get a +1 die to. So what action are you using?
Well, I figured I would do a study then, correct?
Okay. Sounds good. And then you can add 1 die to that. And that would be a gather information. So G.
Sorry, 1 second. It popped off for me. All right, and so what was that again? I'm sorry, it had popped off for me.
That's all right. Exclamation point, your study rating +1, and then the letter G.
Let's see. I had accidentally clicked up. Oh no. So I have 1. So I would guess that would just be
Roll
2.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
All right.
No.
So nothing immediately jumps out at you, except that some of these bikes are relatively valuable, not to you as much as to Sapes, but yeah, the bikes are, but nothing arcane knowledge related is jumping to mind. But there's a lot of chaos of, all these bikers yelling at each other and trying to figure out who it is that's going to betray their leader tonight.
Yea, I say,
Well, that puts my mind at
Satan
rest.
shall show himself and reveal his servant.
All right. Seth, do you have a specific action for that, or should we just do another fortune roll?
Maybe a fortune roll, because I was imagining it as Hollis with the pyrotechnics and just.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, so Hollis, start by describing what you're doing, and we won't charge you anything for that or make you roll anything, just however you want to do it.
It's just a cantrip.
Basically. A hell trip.
Alice is gonna rub her hands together, put him down on the ground, start mumbling in gob, and there's gonna be a swirl of like a little dust devil tornado of really stinky, sulfurous fog come up out of the ground, and that's your cue.
Right. So
Showtime.
normally I would say 1 die fortune roll, but with that, let's do 2 dice and increased effect.
No, just be exclamation
This
mark
up, darling.
2F.
2F. With no exclamation?
Exclamation point 2F, yeah.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
Oh no! I
This
follow
needs to be par for the course.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. You put 1 foot directly into the casserole as you appear, and then the casserole slips out from underneath you and shatters on the floor, and you tumble off the bench and onto the floor as well. So instead of just causing general chaos, you now have every pair of eyes has pointed toward you, and you are now the complete center of attention.
Except for my eyes, which are rolling.
So am I, except I'm on the floor.
We are going to immediately move to risky rather than controlled.
I wonder why.
And let's see.
mean, goal still accomplished. They're all looking at the goat.
Yes. Well, goat casserole does actually sound good.
Mm-hmm.
With some curry.
Mm.
So while they're all distracted, can I use this time to let the gas out of the bikes?
Don't do it on the nice ones, darling. We might have to drive those out of here.
I'll save. I guess we would only need to really save 2 with how the rest of us travel.
It's not about the travel. I want to sell them if they're worth something.
Yeah, they might not work for you.
Oh, my goodness.
But yeah.
Electronic bikes. These sapes. Really? I mean, do they not have any respect for the old craftsmanship?
They're putting chips in everything these days.
Mhm.
Abhorrent. Zuckerberg's going to control more than the sovereign Morningstar does.
Okay, yeah. Do you want to do something like a craft roll to see how many of these bikes you can disable quickly?
Yeah. Let's see. Is
I'm
that
gonna
just
say, yeah, craft, and I'm gonna say that for you it's still controlled because everyone else's eyes are turned the other way.
To the goat.
Mhm.
Covered in
so
casserole.
since I'm at 3 craft,
Yep. So exclamation point 3.
that's what I
This
figured.
is an action roll. All right. Partial success on a controlled. All right. Okay. I think you're able to open up 3 gas tanks before you were finally spotted. And so things go to risky for you as well. And now some of them are going for their guns. Who wants to take an action?
Well, I guess I should pull myself off the floor at this point, because I'm just
Yes,
sitting
I feel like the
casserole.
goat needs to do something.
Some evasive
Salvage
movers.
this somehow will depend on what I do. Or will influence what I do.
I want to pull myself up off the floor,
Okay.
shake off some casserole, and I would like to do a round around the table and
Okay.
essentially duck, duck, goose,
Oh my
and stomp
god.
on somebody.
Like stomp on their foot?
Yeah, or like headbutt the back of their chair.
Ooh. Okay. Everybody's up on their feet at this point, but yeah, you could still get a knee, no problem.
Yeah. I'll do a headbutt for sure, just because that's pretty goatly behavior.
Mm-hmm. And is
So-
this? Are you? Is the attempt to mark them as the betrayer, or
Yes,
just knock them on their ass, or a little bit of both?
the idea is to implant that they're the betrayer and kind of make everybody turn on them.
Okay. What do you want to roll for that?
It's not really a brawl. Target, I guess, maybe? I don't know.
Could be target, could be brawl, could be
Sway.
sway.
What's the last one?
Sway,
Okay.
Sway. Oh, okay.
because you are trying to get their
Sway
them
probably
to
makes the
do
most
something.
sense. Because I have willpower this time, and my last roll went so awful, let's ding up 2 willpower so I get an extra bump for Sway.
Okay.
Might be a safety.
Complete
Ooh.
success and a 6.
Yay.
It was worth it.
Okay. No shots are fired at you at the moment. You make your complete circle around the table. Are you doing it quickly, or are you sort of giving people a sniff as you go by?
a slow, tantalizing, like building anticipation kind of walk
Okay.
around.
Sounds good. And yeah, when you come to the person at the backside of the table, and you've still got every pair of eyes on you, and you ram your head into the back of this guy's legs and he falls to his knees, everybody knows exactly what that means. And you hear like audible gasps from the bikers around the room. Yep. They know they know what you're doing there.
Elise, are you wanting to chime in at this point?
Yes. Jesus forgave Judas, for that was part of the plan. What you have done is not part of the plan. You have wronged the Brotherhood. You have wronged Christ, and you have wronged me. Or you will.
You're gonna give them a command? Something they need to do?
Our
Big area.
brother must be punished.
Okay, I think that would probably mean the guns go away and some short-range weapons come out.
That's what I was thinking.
All right. You want to make a roll for that?
The command roll?
Yeah, I'm gonna say risky.
Alright. Let us see. It's a complete success.
Okay. All right.
So I do that, and then I immediately. I went, never mind. I was going to say
No,
I
go
pick
ahead.
up a bottle of wine and break it, but it's boxed wine.
Mm-hmm.
Can't even be dramatic. Oh my god. What's the point?
You look over and your hand is resting on what looks like an antique Bible. When you look over for a bottle of wine.
Well, not sure what I'm going to do with the Bible. I could beat him with it.
So the rest of the congregation all start to gather around this person that you have pointed out, and they pull what look like cat of nine tails that have been hastily put together from poor materials, and they instruct him to put his hands against the wall.
Oh, now it is getting kinky.
I would say this buys Roe a lot more time with the motorcycles. So if you want to continue that,
If
I
you
would
can
say
keep yourself focused while they whip him and he moans agonizingly.
if you want to use the last of your charm, you could probably finish off all the motorcycles that you're interested in.
Yeah, I would say that's the best bet. That way we can get everything nice and emptied out.
All right.
Save the two that we're saving for Elise.
Yeah. All right. The charm runs out of energy and will need to be recharged. Yeah, there it goes. All right. Yep, there are gas fumes coming out into the room, and you can, Hollis, you can see them mingling above the bikes.
So if everyone else is to escape, just leave me here.
Well, we could go out of the garage door and then run around the side of the building and back down to the basement the way we got in the first time. And take you out that way.
You could just walk the guy down into the basement while everybody else is busy.
Oh yes, I thought we were just going to kill him. Yes, we could just do that. I was just waiting to kill him at some point. But yeah.
Maybe
Do you
can
want to
waterboard
walk
him
him
with the
over to
box
the
fly.
motorcycles.
say it again?
I was gonna say, walk him over to the motorcycles. You'll be ejected if he dies or goes unconscious, correct?
Yes, exactly.
But just
So
walk him over to the motorcycles where all the fumes are. I'll light the fumes up, but he'll be on fire. And you can leave.
did we want to get any information out of him there?
Just bring him down to the cellar and we'll waterboard him with the box fly.
Oh, that's worse than water.
You're also in his body, so doing a mental takeover from inside of him wouldn't be that difficult. If you wanted to just gather.
Lose the physical connection afterwards, though. Well, I guess. At
Yeah,
any
you
rate.
should retain both.
All right. Well, I might walk him over to the motorcycles before.
Okay.
I do that.
You only have one of the bikers following you. It's the one that is worried he's the one that's going to betray you. I think that might mean that Yarrow is going to need to escape
Yes.
because the charm has run out.
Yeah, the charm is run out, so I guess I'm pulling up my page. I do have a spring as well.
Ooh, with those goat legs, you could probably get pretty far.
So I think I can roll two for that and see if I can escape that way.
Yeah. So I would say a spring will get you to a hallway that is out of the way where you could stay hidden, but it's not. You wouldn't be able to go far enough to get all the way back to the basement. So you might need to do something like a prowl instead if you wanted to get all the way back to the basement. So your choice.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I'll take the risky move and let's go for the prowl.
Ooh, okay. Well, you can. That's actually another thing you can do. You can always increase the risk to increase the reward. So, yeah, if you want to, you could basically make a spring, and you can either raise the risk to do that, or you could spend 2 willpower to push yourself to do that.
If I were to spend a willpower to perhaps hold this other, like a back a little bit, walk slower perhaps, could I assist in that way?
Yeah,
Or I
that
could
would be a
play,
+1 die.
like, I could just keep walking as the goat and kind of get in between. Mess him
Well,
up
you
a
need to
little
get
bit.
out too, darling.
Yeah,
Or it's
you're
going to be a goat flambe.
That's true.
Yeah, I feel like your hair would be fairly flammable.
Goat hair is, yes.
Yeah, I think in that body, you're definitely in the right position to give an assist if you want to spend a willpower. That'll give you
Yes.
+1 die to your spring.
We'll do that. So that
And
Yarrow
then
has a
decide.
slightly
So
easier
would-
time getting away.
Or would we be at 3 then?
Yeah, and decide if you want to do. You can also do a Fey bargain to get an extra die, and then you'll need to either spend 2 willpower to push yourself, or what was the other? Or there was some other way that you could get increased effect. I can't remember now. Oh, raise it to desperate.
I think I would just spend 2 willpower to push myself.
Okay. All right.
And So would that bring it up to 4, or that stays at 3 then? It does push.
That stays at 3. That just gives
Yeah.
you enough effect levels that you can get
Okay.
all the way there in one action.
Okay, I got you.
All right.
Ooh,
At a cost.
My goodness.
I feel like as I'm running, maybe I like trip, and maybe I do like hurt myself a little.
Yeah. Maybe on the first leap, you leap into a hallway and you're good and safe, and then you wait a few seconds for Elise to get the other bikers' attention away from that hallway, and when you go to leap out, you twist something, and when you land, you've got a twisted ankle. But you have made it into the basement.
Yeah, so I feel like my mobility is just a little bit affected.
Yeah. You can mark that as a level 1 harm, twisted ankle. And then, yeah, you can use that. You can penalize any of your actions in the future with that, and you'll get extra experience at the end of the session for it. All right. Hollis and Seth probably also need to find a safe place to get to.
We're going to need Hollis to stay in the same room.
Yeah.
At the fire.
But you could do it from the basement doorway, even. You could still see it all.
Hollis can hop on my goat back and we can go hang out in the basement.
Maybe if you were a dire goat. Yeah, if you wanted to dire goat, she could ride you.
Yeah.
I feel like you should have been a dire goat in the first place. Would have been more enjoyable.
Well, I was gonna do that, but then I slipped in casserole and fell off the table.
So you're just an embarrassing goat.
Mm-hmm. Just a basic. But yeah, if Hollis wants to have like a cool getaway vehicle, I can go dire form. Okay,
Right.
I'll plunk my essence and dire form.
And that can be a group action, and I'll give you both increased effect.
So am I casting from her back, basically?
Sounds good. Thank you so much for the subscription, Rosalia Naomi.
Thank you, darling. How wonderful.
Amazing. We never thought about any of this when we first started, so this is all awesome for us.
Yes. Yeah, we were just doing to test.
Yeah. All right. So, Seth, do you want to roll that action, or do you both want to roll?
Yeah, if we're doing it as a group, I guess we both have to roll. I have a lot of willpower slots, so I can lead that. But what would we just try to do, like a finesse to get out of here? I'm not necessarily sure what we'd be rolling.
I think finesse makes a lot of sense as making yourself into a mount and then letting yourself be ridden to the boat.
They've got leather and whipping and mounting in this episode. It's spicy.
I'm inside a leather daddy. It's a normal Tuesday night.
Yeah.
If I'm leading a group action, am I still able to expend willpower points to increase my chances? Or does that not work?
Can.
Okay.
Yep, absolutely.
Okay. And do I have to set that up any different way for the typing for group action, or just the normal action?
Exclamation point and then that number.
Okay.
Nice.
Successful.
And Hollis?
Did it backwards. I keep doing it backwards.
What do you do? The number and then the exclamation?
There you go. Well, it's bad.
It's okay.
So I add an extra willpower tick because it failed, or
Yep.
Okay.
So yeah, that means that it's taking you a little extra effort to. Hollis is having a hard time hanging on, so you have to do most of the work.
I'm historically bad at hanging on.
That's true.
maybe I still have some casserole on my feet, so I'm slipping around.
So, but that was a complete success. So the two of you are now at the entrance of the basement along with Ro, and everybody is in place.
Then I should see what I could do to at least take out as many of these wretches with us as we can. So, I mean, one is not enough, is it? So I
Right.
will call to them and I will say, brethren, we must show clemency. Punishment is one thing, but we don't want excess. Join me. And I will gather them around. I'm assuming I grab the Bible that you... And I hold
Sounds
up the
good.
Bible.
Okay.
when
I'll
they-
give you increased effect for the prop.
So I will... Again, I suppose that's a command. Because I didn't
Sounds
say
good.
please. I said join me. That's a complete success.
Okay. You have 12 of the 13 disciples that have joined you, and the other is spread eagle against the wall, waiting for his punishment.
Actually, all right.
Hollis?
Hollis.
All right. Yeah, I will light them up.
How
I
big
will
of an area?
spend, let's see.
Oh.
I'm gonna spend 2 essence, I think should be enough to light up the gas fumes.
To light them for sure, but if you want to get all 13 people, it's going to be 3 essence.
Okay.
We can't leave a survivor to just torture them. He'll think that he caused it.
Yep, it was his betrayal.
Well, yeah, this will get everybody except the one that's against the wall.
Okay. And then I make a focus roll.
Sounds good.
I'm gonna spend willpower to push myself.
Okay.
All right. Partial success with a 5.
Okay. So I think
I'm always
Yeah,
down
go
to get
ahead.
burned myself, so
Yeah, you're pretty far away. I don't
Yeah.
think that's likely. However, there are probably pieces of shrapnel flying around. Let's. Can you roll
Various
one
motor
fortune die?
spots. Maybe a wheel goes rolling over and knocks into you.
Yeah, roll a fortune die, Anya. And
So
let's
just
see.
1.
Yeah, exclamation point 1F. Okay.
Mixed result.
You get a chunk of twisted metal gas tank that flies up and hits you in the upper chest, causing level 2 harm.
Dang. Okay. Bruised sternum.
Yeah, sounds good. And just blasts you down the stairs. So it's kind of a mixed bag of things. You're a bit battered from falling as well.
Gotcha.
But
Poor Hollis. The wheel's like the size of Hollis's entire body.
yeah, And you watch that fire spread quickly, and it it's black smoke from the melting tires, and just every couple of seconds another bike completely explodes.
Nice.
I'm assuming that I've been ejected, but if I haven't, I'm going to drop to my knees and start like moaning really creepily while I hold the Bible above my head until,
Yeah.
until the time comes that I'm dead.
Yeah. I'm starting a clock.
Oh dear.
We have a 4 o'clock for when the bear butcher dies. Currently, it has 1 tick. So he is on fire, and the rest of the men are burning around you. So what was it you said you were doing? Drop to your knees?
Yes, I mean, although now I'm worried that I need to actually actively involve myself in this. Some serious trigger warnings for self-harm at this point, I assume, are necessary. Because I think I need to grab something sharp from one of these bikes and start stabbing myself.
Yeah. So
Or
I
shove
think
paint down your throat.
so. Here's what I'm thinking. This guy has years and years of experience of taking pain and trying not to feel anything, and he sort of goes into an altered mental state. I think that you're going to need to resist being ejected from his mind because his brainwaves are just shifting into that different place. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so do we think that would be a resolve?
That sounds good. Yeah, I think resolve makes sense.
Which is convenient because that is my highest attribute.
Nice.
Alright, so I'm going to resist being ejected from this horrible man's mind. Because if I get ejected, we're going to have to deal with him the old-fashioned way. Because leaving him on fire didn't work last time.
No.
Nope.
Alright, fingers crossed. It's a critical.
Wow.
Oh,
Okay.
I
You're
told you it was
stronger
my
than-
highest.
your
You-
magic is stronger than his disassociating.
Exactly. All right. So you regain 1 point of willpower if you've used any, and you can feel you can feel him fighting against you with every fiber of his being, and it is not enough. Your mind and your magic is able to completely hold him in check, and you get to be in this very intense state where you're not even feeling the pain, because he isn't either, and sort of everything goes quiet except the sound of flames surrounding you, and you are sort of at peace with the whole situation. And the next thing you know, you feel Aran pecking at you to try to wake you up.
Oh. So he's dead.
He is dead.
I forgot to reach into his mind. Oh well.
All right.
Hollis is
There
going
is-
to ask me what it feels like to die.
So jealous.
There is only one person left alive in the entire church right now. And he has his gun out and he is headed toward the basement. So we're risky. And Hollis is the only Hollis and Elise are currently busy, but
Just
everybody
eating
else,
myself off.
yeah, and Hollis is as well from the fall. So, what would any of the other two of you like to do?
So I'm not with Hollis anymore.
Hollis dismounted and then got hit by the shrapnel and fell down the stairs
Okay.
into the basement.
Okay. So I'd be at the top of the stairs, I'd assume.
Yeah, as a goat.
Okay.
Very large goat.
And is he
And-
crossing the room from where he was spread out on the wall?
Yeah, and headed toward you.
Could I potentially attempt to headbutt him down the stairs?
I'm so glad you said that, darling, because I wanted to suggest it, but I didn't want to butt in.
Butt in? Like a goat?
It's too good not to do, isn't it? If you're a goat.
I mean, you
What you're
have to.
born for.
They're mischief makers.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. It is going to be risky, but yeah.
Would
You
that
could
need
do-
to be a spring because I'm surprising him, or would that be a brawl?
That's up to you. I like spring. I think that makes a lot of sense for a goat.
Okay. I only have one in spring. Because Hollis and I are both
Feybark.
interested. Let's take me up to another Feybark and see what happens this time.
Okay.
I feel like I'm the only one not attempting to attract the Fae.
I feel like I have to. With my trauma being reckless, I feel like Seth just does not care at this point.
All right.
I'm very glad that Yaro's here, because we need more level heads at this point.
I have an idea, and
I'm not sure she can be trusted as a level head, though.
Given the others, I think maybe just slightly.
So I think this word is going to get out of what you all did, and it's going to anger that last member of the Forsaken Saints that got away from you, and that person is going to be hunting you.
Okay.
We have
It'll
children.
Saves the work for us. They'll come find us. We don't have to go find them. Okay. So let's try spring.
That's going to give you +1 die, and this is risky.
Okay. Here we go. Oh, complete success.
Oh, wow.
We've been rolling very
All right.
well today. It's a shame we're not doing
He's down
something
those
more
stairs.
ambitious.
All right. You headbutt him from behind, knocking him down the stairs. He hits the ground twice, and you hear things break both times. He's still alive, and he is right next to Hollis. The flames are finally starting to die down in the front area.
Is Hollis large enough that they could curb stomp him at the bottom of the stairs?
I am. Yeah, not quite
Oh, that's
large
true.
enough.
You're at the bottom of the stairs. You're in the cellar. I forgot.
Yep.
I assume you have heels on.
Oh, I always do, darling. Why do you think I don't do any fighting?
You can put your heel through his throat.
Yarrow
Oh,
always
that's
has
that
heels
shot.
on. Goat heels.
I mean,
Actually, what do you-
They're permanent, they don't come off.
is that Yarrow? Does Yarrow have goat feet?
Oh, yes, and I think she has an embarrassing patch of hair on her chest that she's not very excited about.
No boob windows for Yarrow.
Exactly, it's built in. But she tries her best to hide it. She says she likes to stay cloaked because she doesn't like to be in front of people, but really she's embarrassed.
Built-in modesty panel. Yeah.
Well, rather than immediately try to kick this little wretch in the throat, I could actually try and get into this one's mind and see if he knows anything.
Yeah.
In a little bit of a heap before he gets up, might be a good time to grab him by the skull
Mm-hmm.
and invade his mind.
Mental takeover.
Yes. See what I can find out.
Sure, yeah, that's a good way to get a lot of information quickly.
Killed the other guy before I could do it. Actually, I polished it.
I think I have the biggest body count.
I think I'm still only at one person. And it's a weasel.
Literally, you have the biggest body count. You fought a troll last time.
Alright.
Yeah. Hollis has been the only person to do like major one-on-one fighting.
Yes. Which is interesting because I wouldn't have anticipated that from our
Wouldn't have either.
tiniest member.
Small but feisty.
Yes, exactly.
All right. That's usually a study roll in
Yes.
2 essence.
Yes. 2. Just making sure that, yes, I have 2 points in study. So I'm attempting to grip it on his head and reach into it. And it's a partial success.
Okay. So, okay, you're gonna get 2 pieces of information from him before he succumbs to his wounds. So you can choose. What would you like to know?
I would like to know what he knows about that other woman. Given that
Oh.
we were hunting down this
Yeah.
Quasimodo fellow,
Yeah.
then we certainly are going to want to hunt her down eventually anyhow, whether she's hunting us or not.
Yeah. So she goes by Trinity. He hasn't met her personally, but he knows of her. Let's see. One other piece of information. Do you want the second piece of information about her as well? I'm thinking he doesn't have a lot with regards to her. You get a pretty good physical description, but you already have that.
I would like to know if, since Yara didn't find much, if they are indeed holding anything of value.
Okay.
Besides the motive.
Okay. So let me give you back that physical description again, since you're getting it through him. That she's a 6 foot 4 inch tall black woman. She was wearing, the last time you saw her, and pretty much any time she's seen, she's wearing the nun's habit and outfit. She was not the Mother Superior at the previous place that you all were, but she definitely seems to hold a pretty high position of power. Possibly higher or a different type of status than the Mother Superior of that group. And as far as the Bible that immolated with the Bear Butcher was probably the single most valuable thing here. It was, according to their lore, it was 300 years old.
My goodness. Well, thankfully it was a Bible and not an actual knowledge book.
Exactly.
Or Connor would be very upset.
Yeah.
Oh well. I don't know who on earth would pay for a Bible, regardless of how old it is.
Now that I'm thinking about it, you didn't actually have it. You didn't actually carry it with you. You had talked about possibly hitting somebody with it, but I don't think you actually took it. So it's probably sitting on the altar still.
I made a point in the role play of holding it up above my head.
Oh, at the end?
Yes, when I was calling all of the brothers around. Unfortunately,
That's right. Thank you for reminding me.
For the sake of drama,
Yep.
I have destroyed a 300-year-old book. But again, not a real book.
All right. Anything else you all want to do while you're here, or is that the end of the undertaking?
Well, are we going to kill this man? Or are we going to take him home?
Oh, he
But he was
succumbs.
gonna die after he did.
Yeah,
Oh.
he succumbs to his wounds as the partial success.
Well,
So,
then problem solved.
yes.
Shall we go get more coffee before we head home?
The chat's calling for more arson.
Wait, we could burn down the cafe.
Cafe.
The cafe did nothing wrong.
The Witch Run Cafe.
That's true. We
Greenwich.
could hold them hostage. We do something. I don't know.
Right.
I'm out for blood at this point. I don't care who's.
So back to the Coven stead.
That seems like the most sensible thing, and then we can properly welcome Yarrow in.
All right.
Just reading the chat. More arson. No arson. More arson.
No more.
Just a little bit of arson.
A little bit of arson. It didn't. The fire didn't spread. The church is intact.
Maybe we should destroy it before we leave.
We
you think
could
we can
visit
find
the
any-
house here and there.
I imagine they're going to come back to reclaim it. Besides, we already have a very nice safe house. It's a yacht.
Okay. For the lesser ritual Coven initiation, that adds a new member who gains full access to the Coven upgrades and can participate in other rituals. So, who wants to do the Coven initiation? That way, Yarrow can get the benefits of drawing down the moon as well.
I don't remember who did it last time.
I can do it.
Okay.
Okay, so we go up to the top of our bunker out in the graveyard, and Hollis scoops up a double handful of grave dirt, and she tosses it up in the air over your head, and it rains back down on you, and she's like, and now you are a part of our coven, and you can participate in all of our rituals. Thank you for joining our group.
There's some dirt on it.
Hey, seeing
It's grave dirt. It's
I'm a
special.
very, yeah, seeing as I'm a very earthy satyr, I see this as a great honor. I love the smell of dirt. It's wonderful.
I'm just glad I joined before we started throwing dirt at new missions.
All right. Who wants to do drawing down the moon?
I can do drawing.
Okay.
I drape my first bow completely off my shoulder so it is dragging along the dirt. And I walk in a big concentric circle, marking it on the ground through Hollis's little grave thing. Because it seems like the most sensible place to be doing any rituals anyhow. And I fling it back over my shoulder, and I press my arms up into the sky, and I call upon the moon and Arcana to replenish us after we have expended ourselves.
Nice. You more than everyone else, I feel like. Especially advertised. All right. And so exclamation point 1 DDTM.
Alright. My goodness. Exclamation point 1 DDTM.
Yep.
It is a good result. Restore 4 essence and 2 willpower, which puts me
No.
at nothing.
All right. Okay. Let's do fate. So anything you did could have been witnessed, and there's always evidence left behind. To reflect this, your coven acquires fate, the attention of the fates as they conduct their undertakings. You tick fate boxes on your coven sheet according to the nature of the work. In this case, we are going to go contained because the doors to the garage were never opened. I do think some of the black smoke leaked out. So we're going to sort of put it between contained and loud and chaotic. Maybe the fire.
We killed every single witness.
Yeah. The fire department did probably come out to the call. So let's say 2 fate.
Okay.
But you also killed a high-profile target, one of the important NPCs of the. So that's gonna add.
Technically, he just died in a
He died in a
motor
fire.
accident. You know, they
Freak
Yeah,
accident,
well,
random fire. Could have happened to anyone at
You
any
know
time.
how often bikers just leave their gas tanks open and somehow smoke nearby in a church?
yeah,
Yeah.
he self-immolated. We know he self-flagellate.
Forsaken Souls are tier 2, so that's going to add 2 more fate.
Okay.
So total of 4.
That's not too bad.
Yeah. Does that take you to a new level of fate?
No, not yet.
Okay. And then for reputation, forces who might align with you are also watching. Your coven acquires reputation as they conduct their undertakings. You tick boxes according to the nature of the work. And we're going to go the same as last time, as the same as fate, which is halfway between contained and smooth and quiet. Or sorry, halfway between loud and chaotic and contained. So that's going to be 2 reputation.
Okay. So that puts us over.
Okay.
There
Do
we go.
you-
We're finally level 2. Is that it?
Not
Level
tier
2
2, but
reputation.
you do have 2 reputation. Do you have a calling card yet?
I don't think fire.
Hellfire? Do you want that to be your official calling card?
I mean, I
Unless
don't
you
know.
want to get some printed. You can get them embossed.
This Hollis just makes a little sand castle out of grave dirt wherever we go.
This is why I want to start smoking everywhere. So that we can leave cigarette butts.
With your specific shade of lipstick?
Yeah, exactly. Black. Black lipstick on the filters.
I feel like in general, and maybe with how my Phoenix may accidentally set some things on fire here and there, it might be good to just say that's our calling. Just
But
Arson.
fire has certainly been a mainstay of us thus far.
So
Fire
Arson is your current calling card, and we can change that later, but that'll give you +1 reputation as well. As far as payout, I think if you go back, if you're able to locate that Banshee again, that Banshee will definitely give you some more favor with the floating market.
Great, we can wring more goodies out of her. I could
Yeah.
use a matching pair of shoes for my gown.
All right.
We'll have to make sure that Hollis is better at climbing this time around.
Yeah.
I feel like with my crafting, we may be able to craft you something really nice.
Yeah.
Or at least a ladder.
Climbing shoes.
Or we just make like those baby backpacks. We just put Hollis in.
Go to my chest.
So everybody gets 2 downtime actions, and I put the list up in chat.
We all started long-term projects, but I can't remember what they are.
I started teaching some
started-
children how to tap dance.
Oh
Yes,
yeah, that
and
was one.
you're 1 point away from finishing that.
If I were to commit to that, I suppose I probably wouldn't even have to roll, would I?
Yeah, no. It would just cost you a downtime action and you're done, because you couldn't roll bad enough to not get an extra.
So
Well,
on one of mine, would I be able to restore the charm?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, actually, the 4 essence that you gained because of your Arcanist power, you
Mhm.
can recharge 4 on that charm.
Ooh, perfect.
So it now has two ticks out of 6.
I believe it's probably useful to just go ahead and just use one of my actions to restore just the full. Use one of my downtime actions just to restore the last 2. With that, correct?
Yeah, you
And
could do that.
and then
Uh,
the other one, maybe since I do just have a minor wound, just recover that.
Yeah, you could do recover health for your other one. They have first aid kits. So, yeah, for the recover action, you would make whoever's healing you with the first aid kit would make an appropriate roll of their choice. So if you want to describe your wound, and we'll see if we have any takers.
Well, I believe I just have a twisted hoof.
Oh, okay.
well, I
Um,
assume Seth would be the best one to handle that.
I do
is
have
that
the first aid kit.
a level 1 harm?
Yes.
You'll recover that. Just you don't need to make a roll. That's you just spend the downtime action and you're good.
Okay.
It's just like the other thing. It's impossible for you to roll low enough to not recover. All right, and then for the charm, you'll make a roll of your choice, probably craft, and you're looking for a 4 to 5 result.
Apparently, we've gotten our first bot in chat.
All right. And since
Oh,
I'm
really?
Yeah, it's not a benchmark. Sign of growing success. It's when you get a bot.
Yay! We got a disgusting bot.
so since my craft is at 3, would I do 3?
Yep.
Okay.
All right. That is going to fill that clock back up. So now you're at 0 out of 6.
Wait.
Nice.
Smashing. Well, we'll have to use that key again. Places. It's fun to spring on everyone like that.
Yeah.
It could also be useful at the tail end to get out.
Yay, I banned someone.
That's exciting. I do not ban people. Get a rush by denying people my presence.
Fun. All right. So yeah, your charm is full and you are healed. How are you doing on willpower and essence?
I believe after the drawing of the moon, we were able to restore 2, correct, of willpower.
Yeah.
So I have 1 willpower ticked, and I think essence I'm good.
Nice. Almost as good as new.
Yeah, I like to restore to new every time. Hence the phoenix.
You've got that new Phoenix smell.
The fresh cinders.
That's like butane.
All right. Who wants to take their downtime actions next?
I can go next.
Okay.
I would like to continue the long-term project of gathering prison break info
Okay.
for one.
What do you want to use for that?
Probably a study again, maybe to kind of get an idea of like the guard shift, potentially.
You're
Or actually, no, this is to build a contact, so that doesn't work.
yeah, you're gaining an ally of a guard cap or a.
Yeah, captain. I forgot to write that last time because
Was that the Obsidian Council or was that the Red Watch?
I believe it was Red Watch.
Okay. Cool.
I forgot to write that last time, so I'm hoping that's right. But yeah, I guess I'll try to do a study roll to maybe learn more about this person and how they could potentially be useful to us in our prison break, whether it's them providing information or we can masquerade as them.
Ah, yeah.
So, do you remind me how I roll for this?
Oh, exclamation point, the number of dots in that action, and then F.
Okay.
Pretty much all downtime actions are fortune rolls.
Okay.
Nice.
Exceptional.
That's a crit.
Woo!
That is 5 ticks on your clock.
5.
5 ticks.
I only have 2 more to go. That's awesome.
Wow.
Okay.
So yeah, you learned a lot. Yeah, let's. You know exactly who it is you need to approach. So next time it's probably going to be a social skill.
Awesome. And I think on my last one, I'll just do willpower, I think.
Okay. What is your therapeutic situation?
My therapeutic situation...
Do you want to hang out with the children?
Yeah, I'll splish splash in the shallows with the children. Well, we'll splash. I'll teach them how to blow bubbles.
I thought you could teach them how to swim.
Entertain them, spit water out my gills.
It'll be like SeaWorld, except less inhumane. Or more.
And that's the lesser of my insider resolve, or?
Correct.
Okay. And that's just exclamation mark, whatever that number is?
Yep. And then R. I'm sorry. No, F.
F? Okay. F. Good result.
3 ticks.
Standard, full effect, or 3 ticks.
Yep, so that refills 3 of your willpower if you're missing that many.
Wonderful.
Awesome. So yeah, apparently that was very refreshing for you. That's great. And probably for the kids as well. Get their
which is
muscles.
good because I have to
soaking their poor sore feet in the nice cold water.
Yeah.
For all that tap dance practice.
All right, who wants to go next?
Then I can go ahead. I mean, I'm not going to have to roll for any of what I'm doing. So, first and foremost, now that the children have had a moment to soak their feet, I'm going to be very nice. I'm not going to be mean this time. And I'm going to tell them that they need to go do their tap routine for Mother to show them me. My goodness, can't get my character straight. To show me that they have it down.
Okay.
That'll be kind of the last push they need to
Sure.
figure it all out.
That sounded to me like consort. Is that what you were going for?
Yes, I could do that.
Okay.
Again, I didn't really think too much about what I'm rolling, since even if it goes very poorly, which it does.
Okay, they have learned a new skill, so you can add that to their skill list. They count as an expert for your coven now.
Tap dancing expert?
Tap dancing expert.
My goodness, tap dancing children. All right.
For their quirk, I think they are unwieldy. I'm trying to think. Chaotic.
So weird.
They can sort of spin off and splinter relatively easily.
You have to
Um,
wrangle them.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. They all need Adderall.
but
Alright.
this is much better than the cult they were being
Let's
kept
see
in
if we can
before.
find crystal meth for the children.
All right. Do you still have another downtime action?
Yes, I have one more, and I'm going to use it to train my insight.
Okay. I don't think you have the insight training upgrade, so that'll just give you one.
Yes. Just the one. But that does level me up.
Nice. Hollis?
I'm gonna spend a Fey Fruit and get a third action this time.
Okay.
For my first one, I need to do some healing because I have 2 level 1 harms and 1 level 2 harm.
Okay. What do those look like?
I have, let's see. I still have a pierced ear. I have frostbite from freezing the boat and my bruised sternum
Okay.
from today.
Who do you want to get to help you?
Can I make use of my contact, my personal contact, for more than one downtime action?
Yeah. What do you need?
Okay, so my ally is Elena Dalka, a mortician. So I figure she would kind of know how to fix me up a little bit.
Lots of bed rest.
Yeah, she's
Yeah,
got.
absolutely.
All
She's
her
skilled.
patients are
Tiffany.
dead, love.
I'll give you 2 dice on that
Okay.
for recovery.
Do I need to type anything special?
Exclamation point 2F.
Okay.
Although I could probably add one that's like H
For healing, yeah.
to tell you. Okay.
2
Clear
ticks.
all level 1 harm and move all level 2 harm down 1 level.
Okay. That sounds good. Alright, I also wanted to make use of her for finding some bodies for my graveyard, for my long-term
Yeah.
project. I know
So
I
she'll
rolled
be-
last time. I don't think I... Did you write down how many ticks I got?
No, we can look it back up. On average, you probably get 2 ticks.
Yeah, I don't think it was very many. And I think
Yeah.
it was like an 8 block.
Oh, we could go back and watch last week's video.
Yeah, I think it was 2 or 3 on an 8 clock. Because your
Yeah.
clock was smaller than mine because I had the option of 8 or 10.
Yeah. Alright. And what do I roll for that?
I would say it would be useful to sway or command or consort with her to try to get that. Unless you want to actually go and physically do it with her, then there might be a different role. But I think social is probably
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Sway, and I'll probably hang out with her at her, what do you call that? Her office?
well. If you're hanging out and you're friendly, then consort might make more sense.
Yeah, I don't want to.
Sway is if you're trying to convince her to do something. Well, I guess it is kind of against her best interests. She could get in trouble.
Yeah.
So, yeah, sway makes sense. And add
Get
1
her
die.
license revoked.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you roll a 1, then there might be a problem. But
Okay.
oh well, not a
It's
1.
not a 1.
So you swayed at 0 dice, and then you
No.
added.
I swayed at 1.
And then you get 1 extra die for having a contact.
Oh, should I just roll another one then?
Yeah, roll another one. And you can take the higher of the 2. A 3. Okay. Alright, so that gives you 1 tick on your clock.
Okay.
She is primed to help you, but she's not able to get you much quickly.
Okay. I can be patient.
Yeah. Was that all 3 of your downtime actions?
No, I wanted to train prowess for my last one.
Okay. Use my chair. Did anyone level up anything aside from Morningstar?
No, not yet.
But we haven't started the experience yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. All right. Hollis, will you go ahead and show everyone how XP is done?
Sure.
Oh, we could start with the Coven.
Okay. I gotta make sure I get the right Coven sheet. All right, let's see. Coven advancement. Did we complete a favored undertaking?
Well, we did destroy.
Yeah, I think that counts.
Do you want to list off the favored undertakings for our new player?
Yeah, our favorite undertakings are locate artifact and destroy.
Bye, Shira Rose. Thank you so much for coming. And we'll see you in the Discord.
So
The
in
favored
this case, it
undertakings
was
are
a
just
person.
that was destroy and locate artifact.
Yeah.
And you can also add a new one. There is a 3rd slot. So if you wanted to add arson.
I don't know.
It happens often enough, but at that point,
It
we'll just call
does.
everything awesome.
Technically, you could get arson and destroy at the same time. That would get you 2 XP in both of those sections.
Oh, exciting. So if we destroy things with fire every single time,
Typhoon makes a good point. You did technically locate an artifact, a 300-year-old Bible.
that's
That's
true.
true.
It's a worthless artifact anyhow, though. I mean, it's not like it's going to have any useful magical energy. It's going to ward off the devil.
So do we want to add arson?
Sure. Don't.
Okay.
It happens enough.
I think we have all uniformly decided that more fire is better. So, might make sense to add arson.
I think there was only
So-
one holdout in chat.
All right, so that gets us 2 points for that because we destroyed and we did some arson today, so that's good. Contended with challenges above our current station. That
For sake
NPC,
of
he was level 2, right?
Yep. Tier
So that's
2.
above our current station.
It is.
And yet you couldn't resist my charm.
That's 1. Let's see. Bolstered your coven's lore, acted in a manner befitting your patron. Let's see. Our lore is strange and brutal. I definitely think we were brutal today.
It was a bit
And,
strange as well.
Yeah, with the goat. Fun
Yeah.
times. That's definitely the goat slipping in the casserole. I think
feel
that
like we
counts.
put on a show every single time we do anything.
Also, the level up in reputation also gains you an additional lore slot that you can fill in with whatever you'd like.
Cool.
So if you guys want to play with that drop-down list, there's 8 other options in there. And you can make up your own as well.
Well, we're not subtle.
Yes.
You're never allowed to take subtle.
And the last one is express the drives, inner conflicts, or essential nature of your coven. I feel like burning churches has kind of become an essential nature
Mhm.
of ours, a
Yes.
belief that's
We really
important
do
to
have
us.
some anti-theocratic or theological.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also think gaining an additional coven member has added to the potential essential nature of the coven.
So 1 for that?
I was thinking too.
Okay. So that has us 7 for the day.
Oh my goodness.
Nice.
It's a good day.
Yeah.
It was a good day when we burned down a church.
It's just cementing our idea of when in doubt, set it all on fire.
If it wasn't for the awkward incident with the goat and the casserole, it would have been a perfect undertaking.
That also fills us up for today, so we also can have an upgrade. So what do we think about an upgrade?
Aside from the free upgrade of tap dancing expert.
But it wasn't free, darling. I had to devote 4 downtimes to that.
Yeah.
We could finally go for that telepathic bond. Or we could try to perhaps secure our coven stead a bit more.
And since we
We
have
seem to be-
children living
Yes.
with us, having
We-
secure coven stand would be good.
We do seem to be making a fair few enemies, and we're not being all that discreet about who we are.
Yeah.
So
So-
let's secure our house.
Also, right now, you have listed on the coven sheet secondary coven stead, but that boat is currently at with the Vile Legion.
Mhm.
So, if it's up to you whether you want to officially make that a secondary coven stead with the Vile Legion, or just have it just be property. So that way
It's the
you could have
summer
it swap back.
I suppose it depends on whether we're planning on doing any excursions on the boat.
Yeah, the
Okay.
good thing about that is you could go pretty good distances in it.
And
We
with our
could go.
penchant for fire, it might be good to be by a bunch of water.
Yeah.
We could boat all the way down to Washington, which I suppose probably doesn't exist. We'll go to the Potomac.
All right. Well, we can pick any additional upgrades later, but you want to do personal XP? We'll start with Seth.
Sure. Open up my sheet. Advancement. Each session mark 1 attribute or grimoire XP for the each below or 2 XP in multiple times. Address a tough challenge with many forms or familiar assistant. I didn't use my familiar very much, but I did turn into Black Phillip, as well as use dire form to carry away Hollis.
Yeah.
So I think that counts for 2.
Yeah.
Expressed your heritage, disposition, aspect, or beliefs. I don't know if I did that this session. Narrowed, neurotic in the tower. I don't think I did anything, but let me...
Yes, it's the first time, I think, that you won't be able to utilize the tower.
I'm just seeing if there's fire or anything.
Yeah, there's
There's-
usually...
There's lightning in my tower card.
How is the lighthouse staying lit?
You fell off of the table and slipped through the stuff, so
Casserole counts as water. It wasn't a very runny casserole.
It was a very runny casserole, yes.
Okay, so maybe
God.
one for that
I think
then.
we did
That's
these
a bit of a
guys
stretch,
too.
but we'll put one for tower. And for last one, struggled with issues from your trauma, casting style, or consequences of harm. I don't think I struggled from anything this session. We set the place on fire, but I didn't use any magic after the fact, which would have affected my casting style. But I don't know if I have anything. I just know from my trauma being reckless, it was pretty reckless to hop on top of a table in front of a bunch of people
Yeah.
with guns.
Definitely.
So I think I just get 4 this time.
4. That's good. Yeah. Wherever you'd like. And let's have Azalin go next.
All right, let's see. Let's see, each session mark 1 attribute or grimoire XP for each below or 2 multiple times. So I have addressed a tough challenge with an artifact you crafted, which, yes, we use the key charm multiple times, so that would be 2. And then
What's the other?
calculation. Do what?
What was the other one besides an artifact you crafted?
I also have calculation,
Ah,
which I
like planning or putting things together.
we did plan quite a bit beforehand, and we did use my familiar in planning as well.
Yeah,
Yep.
a lot of good gather info. I think that's worth 2.
I think this is one of the few times in which we actually did follow the plan as well.
Yeah,
Normally.
and added to it, of course.
Let's see. Expressed your heritage, disposition, aspect, or belief. Let's see. Heritage, I did try to sprint away with my little hooves, and let's see. As far as my disposition, which is the moon, I'm trying to pull that back up, which is mystery. I did reveal my mystery today in the coffee house, so I would say that might be one as well.
Yeah.
So I think, and then beliefs, I don't really have many, so I kind of just want to gain knowledge, and that's it. Let's see, and then see, struggled with issues from your trauma, casting style, or consequences of harm. I didn't really struggle much. I just had the twisted ankle.
Yeah, hasn't caused any trouble yet.
Yeah,
for you.
and I healed from it anyway, so I think
Oh,
that
that's true.
that puts me at 6.
Cool.
Which I suppose leaves me.
Yeah, and then Hollis for personal.
Oh, right. What was this? So would you like to go first, darling, if you're all prepared?
Sure. Let's see. Address a tough challenge with wisdom or underworld knowledge. I used my owl today to gather some information, so that's kind of wisdomy. And I used the underworld knowledge to use the fog and the fire. So I think that's 2 for that section. Expressed your heritage, disposition, aspect, or beliefs. Let's see. My heritage being gob, so I was small, so I was able to fit under the table and ride a large goat. So that's 2 different times my size came into play.
Yeah.
I kind of expressed my beliefs a little bit about grave dirt being like the most important spiritual component you can use
Yeah.
when casting rituals.
I second that.
Let's see. Casting style, trauma, or harm. I don't think I struggled with any of those. So I think that is 4 for me for today.
Cool. And Morningstar.
Well, 2 We start off with addressing tough challenges through manipulation or astral knowledge. I sort of sat them on top of each other there when I astrally invaded the butcher's mind and then manipulated his disciples into turning upon one another.
Yep.
So I would call that a double whammy there.
Yeah.
For sure.
And then, moving on to expressing my heritage, disposition, aspect, or beliefs. My heritage didn't actually come up at all, because nobody outside of our coven saw me or had anything to do with me, because I was hiding in the basement the entire
Sure.
time. But my disposition, my Machiavellian nature, I think certainly reared its head in turning everyone against each other. And I would argue that the Empress, my aspect, my particular card, came into play when I had the butcher down on his knees in a subservient position as he died.
I agree. Yeah.
However, I have no trauma, so that last little bit is going to be a bit tricky. Now, the casting style, I have said in the past that I won't do mental takeover unless Elise is gripping on the head. And I didn't do it when I could have done it before, because I only wanted to do it if she's grabbing the head. And she was when she utilized it. So I would say that that came into play. She didn't mentally take over the butcher because she couldn't grip it.
Nice.
Don't know why I've sunk onto that one idea, but
Right.
and that's 5. So
Sweet.
I my concussion did not go up. I keep forgetting I'm concussed. It's so minor.
What level of harm is that?
It's a 1.
Oh, okay. Let's just let's just drop it off. Those things don't last
On at this
forever.
point. Yes, my concussion. It has been
Several sessions.
4 sessions. So I've been concussed, that I've been just forgetting it. I suppose that would go in same thing.
Okay. Who all leveled up anything, and what did you get? I know as
popped all my stuff last time, so I didn't get anything new.
I'm gonna get a new grimoire or general power. I just haven't figured out which one yet.
I'm now
Cool.
saving for a specific grimoire power. I've decided I'm going to take astral possession.
Ooh.
That I can possess one saint, while a spirit possesses the other. And Seth can disguise as a third. And then we've got 3.
Wow.
Then we just have a whole Three Stooges thing going on.
It'll be perfect for infiltrations.
Yeah. All right.
I also gave myself a second dot in Brawl.
Oh,
Nice.
given how often you're doing it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be an ankle biter.
Small but scrappy.
All right. Well, let everybody know where we are online and what we do, and then we will sign off for the night. We can start with Zaelwyn.
Yeah, I'm a Zaelwyn on pretty much anything. I just do a lot of creative things and pretty much just a Renaissance woman. So you can just find me anywhere at a Zaelwyn, or if it's not that, then it's a Zaelwyn art. Especially on TikTok, I think it's under Zaelwyn art. I'm starting that all back up since I just moved, but other than that, I had a great time, and I think that should be everything as far as finding me.
We love you.
We have to find you in the future to drag you back here.
Yeah.
I'll be more than glad to help out.
Lilith?
You can find me at Instagram at Megs Benedict, but I don't do too much there because my content is mainly with Morningstar. I edit and do their promo stuff and their work, so go check them out.
Yes, they really are the brains and the talent behind the operation. I'm just a pretty face with good taste.
Go right ahead, Morningstar.
Well, as displayed on the screen there, you can find me everywhere at _Scytherian or on Facebook as just the Scytherian. I am not active on Twitch yet, but I will be starting soon. For now, you can just enjoy beautiful photographs of me, brilliantly taken and edited by Lilith.
We do, I promise. Hollis? I mean, Anya?
I don't really have anything to plug, so I will just encourage you to go check out our Patreon since we just started that up, and it would be super cool if you could support us that way. We have an itch page where you can download Children of Midnight for free for right now, because I think we're getting ready to switch to a pay situation, so you might want to get it before it's that situation for you. And yeah, you can find us at Balsamic Moon Games and see everything that we've done.
Whether paid or free, it's worth playing. Bloody good fun.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm Gavin. I'm at Gavin the GM on Twitter. I also run Midnight Kith, which is the Children of Midnight Twitter account and the Balsamic Games account. We have an itch page, Balsamic Moon Games, and we now have a Patreon, Balsamic Games. And yeah, we currently offer the Quickstart, which is what we're playing. It's a 30-page guide that gives you absolutely everything you need to play the game, and it's completely free. That's at quickstart.childrenofmidnight.com. And on top of that, we now have the digital development bundle, which is a 160 plus page full manuscript that we're working on for the publishing of the game eventually. And right now that's $11.11, and that gives you lifetime access as the manuscript is being written. It has about twice the number of general powers as the Quick Start does, and additional powers for each of the grimoires as well. And we are thinking about possibly adding more as we go. But yeah, anyway. And then, of course, we have more games coming soon. A Thursday game that might be starting up in the next few weeks under the awesome Comprehensible. And yeah, just so much more to come. So really, really excited for all of it. And we'll definitely have to have Zaelwyn back because this was a whole lot of fun.
Oh yes, darling, you're a natural fit.
I'll come back anytime and bring some chaos.
And a lighter.
Yep, we love the chaos. All right. Well, everyone, thank you so much for joining us. And
Thank you.
have a good night.
Ta, darlings.
While I try to click on this thing, because I'm just failing at computers today.
I'm always failing at computers. My main roadblock to starting on Twitch.
And I'm not even sure there's a retrograde right now.
See.
That means, what are you doing?
Yeah, my OBS is not not doing anything. Hang on one sec. Yeah, it's like not responding to my mouse clicks.
This gives the viewers more time to admire my beauty.
Well, no credits for you tonight. I'm so sorry, because OBS is acting up. So we will just sign off and stop streaming now. Have a great night.